What's up, everybody? Today we're starting a new series, or we might be, basically, depending on how you guys feel about it. We're going over some of the biggest twists in all of cartoons or media in general, really. Today's episode is all about cartoons. So yeah, spoiler warning for sure, because like I said, these are some of the biggest twists that happen in cartoons. If you haven't watched these shows, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Just get on it. Anyways, start it up. First up is Timmy's Secret Wish from Fairly OddParents. Now, if you haven't seen Fairly OddParents, basic rundown involves Timmy, his parents, and his secret fish that grant his every wish, his Fairly OddParents. Basically, his goldfish are actually fairies and they grant all his wishes. So we're going to get into Timmy's Secret Wish, which is like way past when I even stopped watching it. I was watching this shit when I was in, first grade, second grade, elementary school type shit, you know what I mean? And this episode, I guess, happened pretty recently, so this is even kind of crazy to me, but let's get into it. So basically it starts with Timmy doing his last batch of wishes so he can reach 1,000,000 wishes, which includes giant bacon, a unicycle riding bear, and his own team of groupies. Now, once the 1,000,000 wish is made, Jorgen Von Strangle appears because he actually heard about the giant bacon that he wished for, and not long after this, they all go to Fairy World to begin a celebration for reaching the 1,000,000 wishes. Jorgen begins to sing the theme song, only to be shut down and have Timmy and his fairies sing their own musical number, which is called 1,000,000 Wishes. Now, in Fairy World, there is a parade basically to celebrate all of Timmy's wishes, and the first 1,000 showcase the fires he caused, the following 1,000 show the hurricanes, floods, and some plagues that Timmy has also caused.
Is every single float on fire?
Just the first 1,000 or so. Then we move on to hurricanes, floods, pestilence, and my personal favorite, the neutron bomb float.
Jorgen assures Timmy that the Fairy Council is inspecting all of them only to make the parade balloons and that Timmy shouldn't worry, but Timmy ends up being thrown into jail.
Wow, was I wrong? We should have been worried.
Timmy gets to have a trial on whether or not he is the worst fairy god kid ever, but Cosmo was his lawyer and that just seems to make it worse, basically. Now, Foop is the prosecuting attorney against Timmy. Foop is an anti-fairy. If you don't know what the anti-fairies are, they're basically all of the fairies in the canonical universe of Fairly OddParents also have an exact opposite who is evil, the exact opposite of them. And they are the anti-fairies. Whole different race of fairies that exist. And Foop is basically the anti-fairy of Poof, who is Cosmo and Wanda's kid. Bro, I know, I feel like I'm explaining the show at this point, but just in case somebody doesn't have this. And to top it off, Cosmo initially believed that he was supposed to prove Timmy is the worst fairy god kid ever.
What? I thought we had to prove you were the worst god kid ever! What am I supposed to do with all this evidence against you?
And basically just brought a ton of evidence against Timmy, which Foop quickly just kind of steals for his case. Foop reasons that if Timmy loses, Poof will no longer exist because all of Timmy's wishes would have to be undone. And Poof was the result of one of Timmy's wishes. And Foop wants to see Timmy executed, basically.
Bring in the executioner!
Crazy for a kid show at the end of the day. I don't know, bro. Like, this is past the Fairly OddParents that I know. You know what I mean? Now, after this, Wanda tries to call some witnesses to help Timmy's case, including the Crimson Chin and Mark Chang, who's the alien that fell in love with Vicky, if you remember him. And the witnesses do help his case until Foop scrambles through Cosmo's stack of evidence and then finds a document labeled Timmy's Secret Wish. As Foop reveals the document to the council, they explain that a secret wish is the ultimate violation of fairy law. They state that every wish must be accounted for, otherwise godchildren could secretly alter the very fabric of the universe, and Jorgen shows a clip about the last one that was made on December 19th, 1986 by a godchild named Joshua Appleby. He secretly wished for Chuckles the fairy-eating cockatiel, which also caused massive destruction with its superpowers. So basically the entire gist of why no secret wishes is because technically these kids could just wish for anything, destroy the universe, destroy Fairy World, all that, and they really just don't want that to be an option at all. Now, after all this, Timmy admits that he did make a secret wish.
Turner, what did you wish for?
Okay, don't be mad, but I secretly wish that everyone would stop aging so that I could stay 10 years old and keep my fairies forever.
What? When did you make this wish?
50 years ago?
Now, 50 years is fucking crazy, bro. Like, does that mean everything that we saw, like, when I was growing up from the early beginnings of Fairly OddParents was, like, all after he was 10, all after he made this thing. That is the thing that I'm thinking about. I don't know, like, how many of these episodes was after the Secret Wish? Was the whole show after the Secret Wish, or is it just, I don't know, like, that's just weird, bro. That kind of does change a little bit of the show for me. It kind of makes it like I fuck with that. That's a little doper. But anyways, moving on from that one. That is one of the more recent ones, though, to be honest, because I'm pretty sure that episode only came out like last 5 years, and I haven't watched fucking Fairly Odd Parents in at least 10-15. Teen Titans. Spoiler warning, Raven is destined to destroy the world.
I'd like to go to jail now, please.
This is arguably my favorite twist in this entire thing. Teen Titans, go to the show. If you haven't watched that shit, run that back, watch the entire thing. I promise you will not be disappointed. Really quick recap of Teen Titans if you don't know. It's like Robin, Beast Boy, Raven, Starfire, Cyborg. Yeah, they live in a giant T in basically New York City, or what's supposed to be like a New York City. And their main opponent is, I would say, Slade. He's sort of like a, I don't know how to describe Slade. He's a fucked up dude, but he's a dope ass villain. And basically, this whole twist and revelation comes after they've already been dealing with Slade for a while. So it's pretty late in the show. Now, after their previous confrontation with Slade, the Titans begin to wonder why he actually has returned at this point. And Robin, Beast Boy, and Cyborg all determine that the symbol that's on Slade's forehead is not from Earth. It's basically like this weird S that's carved into it. Robin vows to find out what the symbol means. Meanwhile, Raven is having a vision of the future in which Slade taunts Raven by telling her time is running out. Now, she denies the prophecy that she will destroy the world is true, and she says she's not going to let that happen, all right? Slade tells her that it is what she was born to do, and visions of a destroyed and ruined Titan Tower, as well as views of Cyborg, Robin, Starfire, and Beast Boy being held by little ghost-type demons turned completely into stone, is all of Raven's, like, vision, basically. She's just picturing these fucking terrible things basically happening to her friends and the world, and basically thinking that is all her fault at the end of the day, you know? So yeah, everything I just explained is all in basically Raven's vision, you know what I mean? She's having this entire thing happen inside of her brain. She's not like, it's not happening in person, you know what I mean? Now, she awakens from this trance just as Robin comes to talk to her. At this moment, an alarm goes off. Now, the Titans quickly rush to the scene, only to get easily beaten by Slade, who is using his demonic fire powers to his advantage right now, and usually didn't really have this stuff. Slade has another message delivered. He explains that the S is the mark of Scath, and there is something at the library that provides even more information about Raven's destiny. Now, the Titans travel to the abandoned city library only to find another mark of Scath, which reveals a secret underground path that leads to another chamber. In there, statues begin to speak of the prophecy and the gem. Now, shocked by the recent happenings, Raven leaves her teammates for the moment and travels to Azarath to speak with her mother, Arella, who sadly explains that it is too late and suddenly the entire place is revealed as an illusion, and the reality is that Scath has already disposed of the city and killed everybody in it. Now, back at the library, the Titans find several more marks of Scath that lead to a chamber where Slade awaits. He claims that the gem is missing, and it will open the portal to bring Scath into the physical world of mortals. Now, Raven finally returns, glowing with the mark of Scath, and beats Slade down, basically just refusing to accept her destiny and telling Slade that her father is to destroy her before she will assist him. Now, the Titans are shocked at Raven's glowing appearance, and after she defeats Slade, she tells them that this is her destiny. She is the daughter of Trigon the Terrible, who used the name Scath to protect his identity, and that she is the actual gem that will summon the Demon Lord to Earth, which means that not only is she a person, but she's also a portal at the same time. Now, Raven also reveals that her destiny is dark and that it is almost impossible to change. But to her surprise, basically the Titans just don't care, you know what I mean? They're not going to let the end of the world happen, but I mean, they're not going to kill their teammate for it, you know what I mean? They don't hate her for it at the end of the day. So essentially what's been happening is Slade and Trigon the Terrible, who is Raven's actual dad, have been working together to bring the destruction of the world to fruition using Raven, which it's her destiny to do, basically, you know what I mean? She is the daughter of Trigon the Terrible, and basically her whole purpose is to be able to bring him into this world, and she is the portal. That's the entire gist of what I just said. It's like kind of it's a lot of episodes that lead up to this. Now, meanwhile, Slade informs Trigon that the prophecy has revealed itself, which he then says that Slade may one day reclaim what he had lost if he continues to prove himself in the mighty interdimensional demon. And that is basically where that leaves off. As far as I know, I don't think that finished off, like that whole storyline actually like finished off with the Teen Titans. But that entire twist of finding out that like Raven, the whole show, she's been kind of weird, you know what I mean? She's kind of like to herself. She's super emo, she's super moody, you know what I mean? But she's cool with Beast Boy, but she also like hates him. I don't know, bro. She's like had a weird vibe the whole show. And then finding out that like she's basically the one who's supposed to destroy the world, or is supposed to bring upon the destruction of the world. Bro, in the show, dude, that shit hits. That episode 2, oh my god, is crazy. I think that's the same one where she sees all the different versions of herself. Bro, if you guys remember that episode, trust me, that shit was a banger back then. Anyways, moving on to the last entry for this episode. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Zuko's great-grandfather. First off, S-tier show. Now, Zuko, for a good portion of the show, is basically shown as the antagonist, chasing down the main characters in search of the Avatar, searching down their whole group at this point. Zuko devotes 3 entire years trying to capture the long-lost Avatar to end his banishment and regain his honor as the Crown Prince of the Fire Nation. Now, he is recognizable by obviously the big ass burn scar on the left side of his face, which is given to him by his own dad, Ozai, shortly before his banishment as a result of an incident in which he unintentionally disrespected his father by speaking out of turn and refusing to duel him. Basically, didn't want to fight his dad, so his dad just burnt his ass up instantly, you know what I mean? Big ass scar, left face. Bro, bad.
I looked away.
Now, with support from his uncle, General Iroh, the GOAT, and after much internal struggle and turmoil, basically Zuko grows away from Ozai and wanting to basically remodel the Fire Nation. He doesn't like how his dad runs shit, you feel me? He kind of grows up and realizes his dad is a fucking scumbag, you feel me? And that the Avatar is actually not all that bad, and the Fire Nation has kind of been fucking shit up for a long time now, you feel me? He does have some really good character development in the show. Yeah, so he grows up a lot, and basically he actually ends up joining the Avatar's group and becomes Aang's lifelong friend and firebending mentor. And he was determined to end the war and restore both his and the Fire Nation's honor. So some respectable shit, you feel me? Now, in season 3 or book 3, whatever you want to call it, there's an episode titled The Avatar and the Fire Lord, in which, among other things, it is revealed that Zuko is actually the grandson of Avatar Roku by Roku's daughter, Ursa.
You have more than one great-grandfather, Prince Zuko. Sozin was your father's grandfather. Your mother's grandfather was Avatar Roku.
Which, you know what I mean? If you can kind of put those two together, the Avatar is just reincarnating. It's not like they're separate people. They're all the same person, just reincarnated. You kind of see where this is going if you haven't seen the show, you know what I mean? And basically you find this out after Zuko's other grandfather, Fire Lord Sozin, is complicit in Roku's death. The Avatar spirit basically passes to a newborn Aang. He's the exact opposite. Aang is eventually frozen for 100 years, awakening when he is roughly the same age as Zuko, which explains the apparent missing generation in this relationship. So if you put 2 and 2 together, like I said, Aang is he would technically be Zuko's grandfather in another life, and they are related, like they're technically family, you know what I mean? Roku had a daughter who had Zuko, and Aang basically skipped a generation by being trapped in the ice for 100 years. Like, dude, so good. The reveal, so good. Oh my god, I can't get enough of Avatar, bro. I fucking love it. Like, I even got a skateboard somewhere. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna see if I can find this shit real quick. You feel me? Shout out to my cuz John. This shit is hard as fuck. Yeah, I love Avatar, bro. If you haven't watched that shit yet, make sure you do. 10 out of 10, S-tier show for sure. Like, if you watch it after this video, you're kind of fucked up a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you, but it doesn't take away from the show, bro. Like, that ass, I promise you. Yeah, other than that, let me know if you guys fuck with this video, if you guys want to hear about other big twists in movies, shows, cartoons, whatever. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm just kind of trying out some other videos type shit. I got a bunch of icebergs that I'm working on. They just take a while, so I'm kind of trying to bang out some shorter videos. But yeah, let me know. Tap in with preview. New drop out now. And yeah, stay safe, stay dangerous, get laid. I'll catch you guys soon. This is